You know, Alan was here a moment ago. Unfortunately, he's not feeling well. And so he asked me to step in. We're still in the book of Revelation, and we're still moving along. We're now on chapter numbers 10 and 11 are the ones we're going to read tonight. So we have someone who can volunteer to read for me. All right, go right ahead.
And I saw another mighty angel coming down from heaven, wrapped in a cloud with a rainbow over his head. His face was like the sun, and his legs like pillars of fire. He held the little scroll open in his hand. Setting his right foot on the sea and his left foot on the land, he gave a great shout like a lion roaring. And when he shouted, the seven thunders sounded. And when the seven thunders had sounded, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven saying, "Seal up what the seven thunders have said, and do not write it down." And then the angel whom I saw, standing in the sea and on the land, raised his right hand to heaven and swore by him who lives forever and ever, who created heaven and what is in it, the earth and what is in it, and the sea and what is in it. There will be no more delay, but in the days when the seventh angel is to blow his trumpet, the mystery of God will be fulfilled, as he announces to his servants, the prophets. Then the voice that I had heard from heaven spoke to me again, saying, "Go, take the scroll that is open in the hand of the angel who is standing on the sea and on the land." So I went to the angel and told him to give me the little scroll, and said to me, "Take it and eat. I will be bitter to your stomach, but sweet as honey in your mouth." So I took the little scroll from the hand of the angel and ate it. It was sweet as honey in my mouth, but when I had eaten it, my stomach was made bitter. Then they said to me, "You must prophesy again about how many peoples and nations and languages and kings."
Okay, now that's chapter 11. So one of the first things that we were asked is, where are we? Where's the scene set? It is in heaven and on earth. Yeah, chapter 10. It's on heaven on earth. Actually, remember where the sea is? The sea is up in heaven. Where they're taking.
So it's in heaven right now.
Yeah, so he's in heaven right now. Because remember,
He's coming down from heaven.
he's coming down from heaven, wrapped in a cloud with a rainbow over his head. But remember, early on, one of the first scenes we had was his left foot was on the. Oh, you're right. He is. Okay, never mind. It's not the golden sea. Okay, so you have this angel coming down from a cloud, rainbow over his head, face like the sun, legs like pillars of fire, big, majestic view, and he had a little scroll. Little scroll in his hand. Foot on the sea, right foot on the hand, he gives a great shout like a lion roaring. Go to the next one. Seven thunders. But notice there's something. We're not told what the seven thunders said. That remains a secret. So now we've got an air of mystery in our movie that's going through here. We've got something happening, but we're not allowed to see what's going on. It's like the man behind the curtain or the shadow. We're not quite sure to see what everything there is. He swore by him who lives forever and ever. Who's the one who lives forever and ever? God. Who created heaven and what is in it. Remember, the whole thing here is we're getting rid of earth. We're clearing away the old earth. So the creator, the same person who created, is now the same person that's directing this action that we're seeing right now. There'll be no more delay. We're getting ready. The music is getting faster. It's getting louder. We're building up to the climax. Things are getting big here. Okay, and now we have the little scroll. Take it, eat it, bitter to your stomach, but sweet as honey in your mouth. There's another mystery. Why is it sweet? Why is it bitter?
Why does it taste?
Why? No, what does it taste? Well, it tastes good apparently. It just isn't good for you. Ever have one of those things that you really like to eat, but once you eat it, you're sorry for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't go there. And so here's John. John is the one that's doing the acting now. John is the one who's finally being brought in. A lot of what he's seen so far has been happening around him, and he's been describing what's going on. Now he's being brought in. You must prophesy again about many peoples and nations and languages and kings. Now I want to look at the word prophesy for a second. We tend to look at prophesy, the word prophecy, and prophesy is predicting the future. That's not what it means. Prophecy means speaking for God. So he's going to speak for God, again, about many peoples and nations and languages and kings. Okay, so this is chapter 10. So, do I have another reader for chapter 11? Okay, Lauren, we'll go.
Then I was given a measuring rod like a staff, and I was told, come and measure the temple of God and the altar and those who worship there. But do not measure the court outside the temple. Leave that out, for it is given over to the nations, and they will trample over the holy city for 42 months. And I will grant my 2 witnesses authority, prophesy for 1,260 days wearing sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 lampstands that stand before the Lord of the earth. And if anyone wants to harm them, fire pours from their mouth and consumes their foes. Anyone who wants to harm them must be killed in this manner. They have the authority to shut the sky so that no rain may fall during the days of the prophesying. And they have authority over the waters to turn them into blood and strike the earth with every kind of plague as often as they desire. When they have finished their testimony, the beasts that come up from the bottomless pit will make war on them and conquer them and kill them. And their dead bodies will lie in the street of the great city that is prophetically called Sodom and Egypt, where also their Lord was crucified. For 3.5 days, members of the peoples and tribes and languages and nations will gaze at their dead bodies and refuse to let them be placed in a tomb. And the inhabitants of earth will gloat over them and celebrate and exchange presents, because these 2 prophets have been a torment to the inhabitants of the earth. But after the 3.5 days, the breath of life from God entered them, and they stood on their feet, and those who saw them were terrified. Then they heard a loud voice from heaven saying to them, come up here. And they went up to heaven in a cloud, while their enemies watched them. At that moment there was a great earthquake, and the 10th of the city fell. 7,000 people were killed in the earthquake, and the rest were terrified and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe has passed. The third woe is coming very soon.
Okay, so we've got a lot going on here. We're finally into the action. We're now into the heart of the movie, and the action is really ramping up, and we're really getting some things going. Okay, he's got a measuring staff, he's got a temple, trample over the city for 42 months. One thing about Revelation dates, again, are symbolic. You know how Reverend Delafield said that the numbers, you can't really take numbers too literally. So 42 months, or we're not sure exactly what that means. But they'll trample over the city, prophesy for 1,260 days. Again, 1,260 days. What does that exactly mean? Is that symbolic? Is that literal? Wearing sackcloth. What is sackcloth used for in the Old Testament? Mourning. It's used for mourning. It's a funeral vestment. If you're sorry for someone died, you wear sackcloth. So they're wearing sackcloth. What? Okay. Go to the next one. No rain may fall for the days. They have authority to turn the waters to blood. Where did the waters turn into blood?
The Red River.
Not the Red River. Close. What? The river turning to blood was what?
The Nile.
The Nile. It's one of the 7 plagues of the Old Testament before they released the Israelites. So you're beginning to see some of the symbolism. It's referring back to the Old Testament. It's referring back to the story that the people who had originally read this, the Jews who had come out of Christianity, they would have understood. They would see deeper meaning in these. The rivers of blood would remind them of the Nile and the Exodus. From the bottomless, okay, where are we?
I don't know. Okay.
Okay. Is this the next page? Okay.
Yes.
And the beast will come. And notice here once again, it refers to Sodom and Egypt. What's the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? You remember that story? God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because of their sin. And what is Egypt? Egypt is where the Israelites were being held, right?
Yes.
Where they were being held captive. So here we've got references back to the evil city of Sodom. We've got references back to the captivity of Egypt. We've got the river of blood. So there's all this reminders of the Old Testament. It's connected. We're connecting the story that's being in the movie, in the Revelation. It's being connected back to the stories that these people are already familiar with. Remember, Christianity and Judaism are a continuation. It's still one story from all the way from Genesis all the way to the end of Revelation.